I called him lazy older. Apparently, some persons are not happy with it, but it's nothing more than fun. He has scored 179 runs and have taken 8 wickets in CPL 2025 thus far. Jason Holder is emerging as, as someone who's getting better as he gets older. He's aging like fine wine. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. I thank you for being here. I appreciate your company, and I look forward to your interaction as we review the first set of matches in CPL 2025. At the start of CPL 2025, I had picked Antigua and Barbuda Falcons to be one of the teams going forward to the knockout stages. Many of you in this community did not agree with that selection. And although they are still far from qualifying for the knockout stage of CPL 2025, their performances have left a lot in awe. They are playing some very, very good cricket. As I said though, this morning I'll review what have transpired in the CPL thus far. I will look at the 5 top batsmen, I will look at the 5 top bowlers, and I will look at the points table. And I should have an interview just around 10 o'clock Jamaica time, 11 a.m. in the Eastern Caribbean and the United States. So let's start by looking at the top leading run scorer in this year's tournament thus far. So there is a chart on your screen reflecting the leading run scorer in this year's CPL at this stage. Karima Gore from the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons have scored 218 runs from 5 innings. Although the Falcons have played 6 matches, have fulfilled 6 fixtures, they have only played 5 matches and he has only batted 5 times due to the fact that one of the Falcons' fixtures, I think against St. Lucia King, was rained out and there was a no result. So Karim Gore from the Antigua and Barbuda Falcon, 218 runs at an average of 72.66, a strike rate of 137.10, and his KPI is over 209.76. Now, if someone had told me at the start of the series that Karim Gore, after the first set of matches, would have been the leading run scorer, and we can all agree that he has played more matches, he and the players, the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons players, along with the players from St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, would have played more games than the other players in the tournament. I want to give you, for those of you who don't know, I just want to give you a feedback of how the CPL fixtures run. Now, the final set of matches will be played in Guyana, because Guyana is hosting the finals. It is very expensive to crisscross the Caribbean on aeroplane. It is very, very, very expensive, right? Therefore, they try to minimize expense as much as possible. They try to minimize expense as much as possible. So they try to hold the tournament in 2 territories at a time. So what you have happened here now is that St. Kitts and Antigua and Barbuda would have completed their fixtures. They would have played all their home games. Now they have moved on now to St. Lucia, and I think, is it Trinidad? I think they have moved on to Trinidad and St. Lucia. So those are the 2 countries that will be hosting the other sets of matches. So St. Lucia is going to complete all their own games, and Trinidad is going to complete all their own games. I think it is Trinidad. I heard that somebody said that their team is traveling to Trinidad, so I think it's Trinidad. Or I don't know if they are traveling to Trinidad then to go to Barbados. Probably. Maybe that's the reason. They are traveling to Trinidad because it is not easy to get a direct flight from Antigua to Barbados. But you would probably have to charter a direct flight from Antigua to Barbados. So maybe although the person said that they are heading to Trinidad, they are probably going Trinidad then to Barbados. But back to Karim Gore, and as you know, Karim Gore would have played T20 internationals for the United States. But not many persons at the start of the series, because for many persons, Karim Gore is known more for his bowling than his batting. And for Antigua and Barbuda Falcons to be batting at number 3, there must be something that they would have seen why they think that he should bat at number 3. Nonetheless, at this stage of the tournament, he's a leading run scorer, having batted 5 times and have scored over 218 runs at a strike rate of 137. He averages 72, but you would love for that strike rate to go up a lot, to go up some, not well. You'd love him to get that strike rate above 150, going into the 160s. For if Antigua and Barbuda Falcons is going to win the tournament, then the persons who are using up most of the deliveries have to have a strike rate of in the 160s, 70s for them to be competitive. In second position is Colin Munro from New Zealand, the veteran. Another one of them who appears to be what's the word? To be getting better as they age. So he has 207 runs, strike rate of 197. And you see that his KPI is the highest KPI thus far, 266. He averages 69. Andre Fletcher and Jason Holder. That man, Jason Holder, from the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, who have a poll running right now, if he is the best T20 cricketer available for the West Indies. Majority of you at this time, or almost 3/4 of you, said no. Just a little under a quarter would have said yes. But it's interesting. So 179 runs and at an average of 35.58. Strike rate, not bad. You love that strike rate. That's a magnificent strike rate. 179. As a result, his impact, his KPI is 214. So love Jason Holder's strike rate. 179 runs, 35.58 average. Not bad either. I would take, if you to ask me, well, the KPI bear it out, because there's a KPI showing you that Jason Holder is at second while Karim Gore is at third. Because I would take the 179 strike rate averaging 35 over the 72 averaging 137. I am not taking anything away from Gore. I'm just saying what I would take in T20 cricket. And then the West Indies T20 captain, Shai Hope, is on that list. So it's good to see that 3 West Indians are in the top 5 at this stage. 3 West Indies international, put it that way to be specific. 3 West Indies international players are in the top 5. Shai Hope, having only played 2 matches, his average is 138 and his strike rate is 148. So that KPI should have been 286 and he should be in first place. So it's 286.38 it should have been, and he should not be in fourth place. He should have been in first place. You understand that because the algorithm read the KPI as 186.38, it has him in fourth position. But it should really be 286 and he should be in first place. So those are the 5 leading batsmen in the CPL after the Antigua and Barbuda and St. Kitts and Nevis leg of the tournament is finished. So there'll be no more matches in St. Kitts, and there'll be no more matches in Antigua for this year's CPL. They are done and dusted. There's no need to take a plane to go back there as a matter of cutting down on costs. So they have done and dusted that now. Now let us look at the bowlers. And this is very controversial because I have left out one person. Because in my mind, he's not a bowler. So I have left out one person off the chart. Because in my mind, he's not a bowler. So here are the top bowlers, in my opinion. Well, having left out one person who I don't think is a bowler and who I don't think should be playing in the CPL. I shouldn't be playing cricket any at all with that action. He should be banned from cricket. And I can't, in all good conscience, have him on this table. So Waqar Salam Keel is a leading wicket taker, having bowled 23 overs in the tournament. He has taken 10 wickets thus far. His economy is less than 9, and for a left-arm Chinaman googly bowler, that is outstanding. When T20 cricket just started, many persons did not see any place in the game for the spinners, especially the right-arm leg spinners. And here is a man bowling left-arm leg spin, left-arm Chinaman googly, which is even more difficult than the right-arm leg spin. And he is so economical at 8.65, having leading wicket taker with 10 wickets. Lazy Older, Jason Older, would have bowled 20 overs and would have taken 8 wickets, and is in 8th position, is in 2nd position on my chart. His average of 21.25 and his economy of 8.5. And look at that strike rate from Jason Older. Is that real? Is Jason Older taking a wicket every 9 deliveries? That's no, I don't think that strike rate is correct. Because 20 overs is 120 deliveries. And 8 wickets, no, that something is wrong with this chart. So yeah, it is something is wrong with that chart. That strike rate from Jason Older can't be correct. No way can that strike rate of Jason Older be correct. There's no way Jason Older, having bowled 20 overs and I've only gotten 8 wickets, there's no way that that strike rate can be correct. So maybe there's just a slight issue there with Jason Older. But Jason Older has been an absolute revelation in this year CPL. And we saw it in the T20 series against Pakistan, more so than against Pakistan. He had a good T20 series, and we cannot take that away from him. And he's carrying this form. And who can forget when we won that second match? When we won the second match at Lauderhill, which was West Indies' first win in probably about 11 games. So his strike rate is 15. So his strike rate is 15. So yes, his strike rate is 15. So I'm going to ignore the strike rate for this morning because I think what happened, the person who I left off, who is in 2nd position, his strike rate is 9. And then it did not reflect it. It sort of put the other strike rate out of line. But Obed McCoy, the big, tall, fast bowler playing for the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, and have been bowling a lot of death overs, and have so far taken 8 wickets in the tournament. He's in 3rd spot on my chart. Imran Tayer, who is closer to 50 than 40, and have bowled his 8 overs as usual, and have taken another 5 for. And I saw something the other day that all of Imran Tayer 5 for in T20 cricket came after, I think he was 35 or something like that. So all of his 5 for as came when as the older he became. So he's aging again. Another player who is aging as fine wine. We have to be careful, that persons don't start seeing the CPL as the old man tournament. There are so many players in this tournament who are on the other side of 35. And I always believe, and it is my conviction, that performance trumps age. And it doesn't matter whether you are 10 or you are 100 if you are performing. But the cynics of this world and the persons who spend the money, like the advertisers and so on, we have to be careful. We have to be careful that they don't see this tournament as an old man tournament. Naseem Shah from St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, he is fifth on my chart with 6 wickets at an average of 27.5. Naseem Shah, to me, has been a big disappointment in this tournament thus far. I would have expected him to perform much, much better. Now, those are the leading run scorers and those are the leading wicket takers. Salam Akil on 10, Older on 8, Obed McCoy on 8. Obed McCoy may well, I think that he's going to put some pressure on Jedediah Blades now as a left arm seamer. And I would have loved to see Jedediah Blades playing more games in this tournament. But it's not for me to say. The investors and their management all want to win the tournament, and they are picking who they think are the best players to win that tournament. So Obed McCoy on 8 wickets, Imran Tayer on 7, and Naseem Shah on 8. So the point standing after the team have departed from St. Kitts and Antigua. And as you see there, both Antigua and St. Kitts would have completed 6 matches. And I would have explained why to you already, why they have completed 6 matches. They have played their 5 home matches and they have played each other. So they have completed 6 matches. Antigua and Barbuda Falcons is sitting proudly at the top of the table on 7 points. Having won 3 games, they lost 2 and 1 was a no result, which was rain out. The big concern, though, for Antigua and Barbuda Falcon is that net run rate of minus 1.103 can harm them. That match against Guyana, which they folded meekly, could harm them in the long run. As I said at the start of the tournament, though, I still expected them to go through to the qualifiers. I still expect them to go through to the knockout stages. Guyana Amazon Warriors, a team which I think 3 or 4 years ago, or about 5 years ago, won all their matches in the preliminary round of the tournament and also won the qualifier. All their matches, and the only match they lost was in the final. And so they have started out well again by beating both Antigua and Barbuda Falcons and St. Kitts on their home turf. So Guyana don't reach home yet to play any of their 5 matches now. What Guyana is now doing is playing the other 5 matches before they go home. So Guyana don't reach home yet. Trinbago Knight Riders would have played 3 matches. They won 2 and they lost 1. St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots would have played 6 matches, won 2, lost 4. They're on 4 points. But the 6 matches and only 4 points. I would like to rule out at this stage. It's very unlikely that with St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots have 4 matches remaining, and all of those 4 matches is away from St. Kitts. I really don't see the former champions going through to the knockout stage. So at this stage, I am ticking off St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots as one of those who are not going to go through. It's early in the tournament. Well, it's not so early, It's probably about approaching midway point now in the tournament. Not quite at midway point, but we are near there. Let's see, 13. So 6 and 4, 10 and 3, 13, 16, 22, 24. Well, we have passed the midway point because it's 36 matches that is going to be played. So we have passed the midway point. So it's not early in the tournament. St. Lucia Kings, who have just won one match and have 2 no result. Unfortunate, the rain has been affecting them. Well, maybe it's unfortunate. Maybe it's not unfortunate because 2 matches, no result. You could have won one and you could have lost one. And then you would have still have the 2 points that you got from the 2 no result. On the other hand, it could have been the worst case scenario where you lost both matches. And so you would have been on 2 points. So if I'm in the St. Lucia Kings camp, I would take the 4 points from the 4 matches. I am comfortable with that. Barbados Royal, surprise, surprise, surprise. No one at this stage of the competition expect Barbados Royals to be at the bottom of the table. This team that is captained by Ravman Powell and has Quinton de Kock and have a number of star players in this team. No one expected that the Barbados Royals will be at the bottom of the table at this stage. So, excuse me there, just take a drink of water. So that is the points table. So let me run through the leading batsmen: Gore, Monroe, Fletcher, Older, Hope. Those are the 5 leading batsmen in the tournament thus far. And the bowlers are Salamakil, Older, McCoy, Tayer, and Shaw. Those are the 5 leading bowlers. And the points table: Antigua, Barbuda Falcons at the top. Warriors are in 2nd position. Riders are in 3rd. Patriots in 4th. Kings in 5th. And Barbados Royals, surprise, surprise, are at the bottom of the table. I thank you for being here. I'm going to come to your comments now and read your comments and react to you. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. I'm just going to take a look at the poll before I come over to you. It's getting very close. It's much closer now. It's almost 50-50 with 52% of you saying no, that he's not the best cricketer available to West Indies, and 48% of you saying yes. Remember that today's show is brought to you by CoFundie. CoFundie, the best in men wear. So you can click on the link in the video description and check out CoFundie. I must tell you that at this time we are joined by the manager of the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, Mr. Jeff Miller. Good morning, Mr. Miller, and welcome to the show, sir. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Yes, sir. Good morning, and welcome to all your listeners.
Thank you, sir. I saw you there in the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons jersey. You must be a very, very happy man this morning with your team at the head of the table.
Well, absolutely. Anytime you're at the head, game 1, game 2, or game 3, is always a great feeling. And after 6 games, we're on top of the chart. So, yes.
Okay, sir. I was talking about Kareem Gore just now. That Kareem Gore, for me and many in this community, seem more as a bowler than a batsman. However, your coaching staff, led by your head coach and your technical staff, decided that he should bat at number 3, and he has scored over 200 runs in the tournament thus far. I know you are probably not privileged to it, sir, but what were the insights that allows them to take that decision, and how rewarding are you feeling that it has come off?
Well, our first practice session at Sir Viv, I spoke to the coach right after the practice session, and he said, Jeff, I think this guy have what it takes to be a number 3 batsman in this CPL tournament. Was a little surprised with his comments, but he saw something that we didn't see. Again, when he was selected basically, as you said, a bowler, followed by batsman after. So, look, the coaching staff saw something that first day, and it proved to be very successful.
Okay, that's a stroke of genius, sir. And we look at Obed McCoy, who's your leading wicket taker, has gone 8 wickets. We saw him bowling a lot of overs in the depths. And how pleased are you with Obed McCoy?
I'm absolutely pleased. When I made that trade to Barbados, when I sent Brandon King to Barbados, and I get a lot of criticism. How can I send a top batter like Brandon to Barbados? But my vision was to bring Raheem at home to play in front of his home crowd. And also McCoy. I know McCoy have the goods to be a fantastic death bowler. And as long as he get it right, he's very, very difficult on the tracks in the Caribbean. So yes, I'm very pleased with what I have seen so far from McCoy.
I can hear it in your voice. Because we did not know that it was a deliberate action on your part to trade Brandon King to the Barbados Royal, and you'd have gotten a lot of slack for it. But now, what are those persons now saying to you, seeing the way that Obed McCoy is performing?
Well, hey, it's look, in this business, you get criticized or you get compliments, and I've been around now for a while, and I just take it because I know what I'm trying to do, putting the team together, and folks are not on the inside, and they will criticize some of my moves, but look, I'm very pleased with what I have seen so far. Um, Gore, top of the runs with the whole tournament, and McCoy, top of the wickets for the team. So I'm very pleased.
Okay. But you would have won this CPL on 3 occasions, am I right?
Well, the title was I've won it 3 times, but I was there in 22 when we won in Ghana against Barbados. So I have won it once, but the title was I've won it 3 times.
So you know what it is to win. And Nix would have, how many times Nix would have won it?
He would have won it twice.
Would have won it twice. So
Yeah.
both of you, is this the first time both of you working together?
No,
Together?
my first year into CPL, he was the coach of the Talawas. So we had the opportunity to work 1 year, and it was a fantastic relationship. So when the opportunity arose this time, I didn't hesitate to reach out to him and ask him to come back and be part of this new franchise that we're creating here in Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes, we saw the crowd in Antigua, especially the biggest crowd I saw was the match that you lost to Guyana, unfortunately, but I think that was the biggest crowd. And one of the reasons why you moved the franchise from Jamaica to Antigua was because of the support. Are you getting that support in Antigua that you so desire? And how is the government reaction to the franchise?
Well, look, it's been massive. I had the opportunity to speak to the Prime Minister yesterday. He was present at the game, and the Minister of Sports, Darrell Matthews, and government support in the franchise is incredible. From stadium, from local support, no matter what is needed, the government have reached out and provided, and that's one of the reasons why that we're here in Antigua and Barbuda, because we are wanted. It's not that we're in a country where we are not wanted. We are wanted here, and the support has been massive. And all I can do is commend the government. I can commend the spectators. It was amazing on Friday night to see so many folks in the stadium. And yesterday, Sunday morning, to see the crowds. So look, it was heartwarming to see so many folks in 1 year. A franchise have turned around, and you would have seen our attendance last year. To see what we have achieved this year, it was just amazing and a breath of fresh air.
Okay. Now you would have completed, and that's good news, sir. And I'm glad that the franchise has turned around because as businessmen, you're all in this to make money. And when you take decisions, we love to see when it pay off. So congratulations on that, sir.
Thank you.
Now you would have completed all your home matches and are now your next 4 matches are away from home, and you will not have that crowd support. And although you are at the top of the table, you would have played more matches than all your opponents except St. Kitts.
Correct.
What is your thought process going into these away matches, and what's the vibes in the camp like, and how are they looking forward to these away matches?
Well, we start, and it's game by game as we move on from here. The guys are currently on their way to Trinidad. We're not taking it lightly, but it seems that we have the formula for the Trinidad team, and we will be well prepared for that. And then from Trinidad, we move on to St. Lucia, and then on to Barbados and Guyana. So look, one more game should put us in the right in a good space, and two should put us at the no, almost at the top, and that's what we're looking to do. So we will take one game at a time. We will prepare for each opponent as we have done in the past couple of weeks, and we think that we in a good space, and the guys are very positive. They all enjoy the victory yesterday, enjoy the opportunity to be on top of the charts, and enjoy the camaraderie, and the support staff has been nothing more than magnificent. And so we're looking forward for the next 4 games.
Yes. What has Imad Wasim leadership has been like during the tournament thus far? We remember, just as I asked you that question, I remember the incident last year, But what has been his leadership been like?
Well, Iman is the ultimate professional. He has played T20 cricket around the world. He has been with the franchise for years. A very, very disciplined, and he knows the games. And to have a person like that leading the organization, and then you have a Shakid, and you have Fabian, and others in the team. So I think we have a team that is all on the same space, all on the same level, and they're looking to get to Ghana and to win this championship.
Sir, give us a few words on Joel Anjo. While he has shown sign of promise, and we recall that shot that he played against Guyana over cover, and then he got dismissed the next ball. What is his frame of mind like? Because when we look at him, we are seeing tremendous talent, but that talent is not reflected in the runs.
Yes, look, he's still learning the game. He has magnificent talent. We all see that. If you probably see some shots of Serviv speaking to him on the sideline on Friday night after we lose the game, and Viv came into the dressing room, had another chat with him, and I think he has the goods to be a very outstanding player. But as his age, sometimes the zeal of wanting to excel gets over his ability, and he would over the years become one of the top West Indian batsmen, because he has what it takes. But again, he just needs to be able to take it one day at a time, and everything will fall into place, and he would be a top player. And we're looking forward to him because we know it's some pressure on him. He's on the top of the order, but if we get him going, I think it would be a sight to see Joel dominating bowlers around the Caribbean.
Yes, you know that when you won with the Tallowers, I predicted that the Tallowers would have won that year, when many didn't believe so. This year, I have predicted that you are going to make it to the knockout phase, but I don't have you as a winner. I don't know if that is good news or bad news for you, but I did predict that you will make it to the knockout phase.
I take that, and then we will continue from there. But at least you got me into the knockout round, and then that's acceptable. From where we were last year, we won 2 games last year, so we have more than exceed what what Force thought about us. After the draft, no one had us to be anywhere close to where we at this year. So I just listen to the partners, and we do what we have to do.
Well, you weren't listening to us, else you would have heard that we would have picked you to go to the knockout stage. But one final question before you go, sir. I know you're a very busy man. We are hearing talk of the league expanding to 8 teams next year. Is this just rumor or there's work in progress?
That's a question to CPL folks.
Okay.
I'm hearing what you're hearing also, but yeah, but look, CPL with not Jamaica is it's not the same. Jamaica is too important for not only CPL but cricket in the Caribbean as a whole, and to have Jamaica not part of CPL, we all are missing a vital, important aspect. It hinders the further development of cricket in Jamaica. So I would love to see Jamaica back into the tournament. My heart, I started out in Jamaica. I'm here in Antigua, but I think all the players and folks would love to see Jamaica back in. So they have my vote to be back in next year.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Miller, and it was a pleasure you joining us again. And I hope that at the end of the tournament, I can call upon you because you'll be lifting the trophy. And you need to get me one of those Antigua and Barbuda Falcon shirts, sir.
You got it.
All right,
Don't worry
sir.
about that.
Okay, all the best, sir. Take care now.
Well, thank you. Cheers.
You're welcome, sir. So there we have it, Mr. Jeff Miller. He is the manager of the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, and he joining us and giving us an update as his team is in the lead. So I get the manager of the team that has the top of the chart to come on the show, and we appreciate Mr. Miller joining us. So I will come to your comments now. There you have it from him, and there I hope that I asked the questions that you wanted answer, and you heard what he said about Jamaica and the CPL and how important Jamaica is to CPL and West Indies cricket. And as far as the expansion of the CPL is concerned, he said that he's hearing what we are hearing. But with all due respect to Mr. Miller, he's not going to give away much. So that was Jeff Miller, and we thank him very much for being on the show. So let me come to your comment now. Errol Magic is saying that the best all-rounder maybe, but not the best player. And so he's referring to, I think, Lazy Older. I think he's referring to Lazy Older. Athena, good morning to you. Frame, how are you, man? Good morning. Kazmedan, how you doing? I don't understand that, but how you doing? A Frame is saying, I think he is because he can bat, bowl, field. What do you want? Good morning, Jamur Small. Good morning, Jamur Small. How you doing? Good to have you here, Jamur Small. Bless up my good friend TVN Cricket Power Play. How are you doing, man? My good friend TVN Cricket Power Play over there in Florida. And once again, he streamed a match yesterday from South Florida. And I always said to you, if you want to know what is going on in cricket in South Florida, you need to check out TVN Cricket Power Play and his mobile studio. And he doesn't only stream matches, but he stream weddings, funerals, all of those things, functions, and so on. So check out TVN Cricket Power Play, his mobile studio and his PA system. Remind you that today's show is brought to you by Kofandi for Men. So if you are looking menswear, some nice shirts and pants and jackets and so on, check out Kofandi. Good morning to you, Sheldon Smith. How are you, man? Happy that you are here. Yes, Sheldon, I think that Royals may not qualify. Sheldon, let me ask you this. Out of Brian Lara and Dwayne Bravo, who is the better cricketer? Because, Dwayne Bravo, brilliant in the field. He bowls, he bats. But Lara is mostly catching at slip and can bat. Who you think is a better cricketer, Sheldon Smith, Brian Lara, or Dwayne Bravo? Yes, sir. Good management is important, and I didn't know that it was a deliberate action on the part of the management led by Jeff Miller of Antigua and Barbuda Falcons that deliberately traded Brandon King for Obed McCoy. And after that first match, I think after the first over, I think Obed McCoy was taken to the cleaners. But then he has repaid that faith that the management has in him. And it's a good thing too to bring home Cornwall to play in front of his team, of his countrymen. You know, so it's a very good thing. Vernon John, good morning. How are you doing? Apart from Monroe, none of the foreign players have been impressive. Also, most of the foreign players are 35 years of old. This is not good. And Vernon John, that's the point that I was making, that we have to be careful that this tournament is not seen as old man cricket. We have to be very, very careful about that, because there are a lot of players in this tournament. I think the other day I was going through with Bobby and we were looking at who are the top players, the top international players in the tournament. And I don't think we listed 10, because we listed the Cock. Sams is there or thereabout. Naseem Shaw is an international player. He should be performing better. We see him as a good bowler. Rizwan, I know we listed more than that, but not many names coming now. Alex Hayes is not playing for England again, you know, so we couldn't say that he's an international player that is in demand. But I recall as we were going through it, we did not list 10 international players who would be in demand for all the leagues over the world. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate your company. And once again, I leave you with the table of the CPL. That is the table in the CPL. Antigua and Barbuda Falcons leading. Guyana second, Trinidad third, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, and Barbados Royal. Can Kareem Agor play for West Indies? To the best of my knowledge, he played 16 matches already for the USA. And but as you brought up Kareem Agor, that's another thing, because you know, you recall I said that Kareem Agor is known more for his bowling than for his batting, and Mr. Miller reflect those same comments, that Kareem Agor was more selected for his bowling than his batting. But Nixon is one of the outstanding franchise coaches in the world. He's one of those outstanding franchise coaches in the world. And he saw something in Kareem Agor that others never saw. And look at the result. So we have to give credit to Nixon. And you heard, and Banana Brooks will be very happy about this. And the next time he's on the show, I will have to talk to him about it. You have to give credit to Nixon for spotting the talent. And those are the type of eyes, those are the type of skill set we want in the Caribbean, for persons to be able to spot the talent, you know, because he's doing very well. And I hope he continues to do well in the tournament. So having played 16 matches for the United States, I will check. He can play for the West Indies, but there will be some gestation. So there'll be some gestation period. Lara and Bravo are from the same hometown. Lara was insisting that Bravo concentrate on his batting instead of bowling. Okay, thank you, Sheldon. But I'm asking you, who is the better cricketer, Lara or Bravo? Do another poll. Oh, yes, that's, you know why I didn't do that poll, Ian James? Because I don't want to give him no attention. I'm sure that he's, and that is why you see that he's not on my bowling chart. So you know, that is why he's not on my bowling chart. I'm just not going to give him any attention. He should not have been in the CPL. So he's performing as the best all-rounder in the CPL. This is just one tournament with only a few world-class players, said Never Isaac. I said thank you very much. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a wonderful Monday. I'll be back with you tomorrow evening for the live watch-along. I think it will be Guyana versus St. Kitts. So we'll be back tomorrow evening. I will just check and tell you who's playing those matches tomorrow evening, but I'll be doing the live watch along tomorrow evening. I will tell you very shortly. So just give me a minute here. So I'll tell you very shortly who's playing the matches tomorrow evening. I'll be doing the watch along tomorrow evening. I think it's tomorrow evening. That was a no result. St. Lucia Kings and Guyana Amazon Warriors. Yes, so I was right. First up, so St. Lucia Kings versus Guyana Amazon Warriors. I'll be here tomorrow evening to do the watch along. So take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. I will see you then. Have a wonderful day, everyone.